What's going on, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review another movie. This movie, man, has so much talent in here. It's a very underrated movie. Definitely, it didn't even make the top 5 at the box office its first weekend, man. Definitely, this movie is not great, but it's definitely something that should be seen, should be watched. It's very entertaining, man. Let me tell you the cast right now. Fantastic cast, first off, guys. Woody Harrelson, Casey Affleck, Norman Reedus, Aaron Paul, yeah, bitch. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Holy crap, Chiwetel Ejiofor's in here, guys. Kate Winslet, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. So much more, guys. Anthony Mackie. Clifton Collins Jr., if I got his name right. I actually have it written down, but Clifton Collins Jr. He has a voice like this. How's everything going? This movie, 999. And I'm not going to tell you what 999 means. You could easily go Google it yourself, or you should wait to see the movie, if you see the movie, and find out what it really meant, because I didn't know what 999 meant. I didn't know what it meant until I saw it. I was like, oh man, that's what it means. I don't feel good for that character. So this movie is so damn interesting and so damn good. Let me tell you about it, guys. And I'm not going to spoil nothing. I'm just going to give you the pros, give you the cons, and the final score. Tell you whether or not you should go check out this movie in theaters, or whether you're watching this down the road, see it in rental. So first off, guys, well, let me get this intro done first, I guess I should. But the cast, man, definitely a very interesting cast, man. It's directed by John Hillcoat. Has an estimated budget of $20 million. Again, a very already underrated movie, man. I mean, check it out. Check it out. Here we go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my non-spoiler review for 999. First off, the cast, man. I've already said before, that cast, that level of acting, Chiwetel Ejiofor, man. Fantastic actor. Everything he does is pure gold, man, with his acting skills. So, let me tell you right off, man, the acting in here. Not every actor gets to put in their 2 cents, man. That is a bad thing and a good... that's a pro and a con. But for the most part, most of the actors, their acting was fantastic. I think that a lot of the actors really put in a lot of their hard work. Casey Affleck was interesting as a cop in here. Anthony Mackie, because there are some dirty cops in this movie. That's not a spoiler. That's from the trailer. There's dirty cops. They're they're bad, but then they're cops. So playing that, the 2 cards, man, playing with the devil and playing with God, man. You're playing with fire, man. You're going to get burned. Dirty cop, you're doing bad things. Russian mafia. It's a bunch of different things, man. So the acting in here, for sure, Anthony Mackie really... I know Anthony Mackie's a good actor, man. I really do. But seeing him in here, and he's like, motherfucker, he goes into it, man. He's like, yeah, bitch, whatever, get out of here. And then he's like, yo, what's up, man? I'm just trying to, how he's like regular cop, sort of like, hey, how you doing? And then at night, he's just kind of like, fuck you say, like that. Sort of like, he gets intense, man. Anthony Mackie. Chiwetel Ejiofor, he's always straight up like, he's always like, hey, are you ready to do this job or what? Like, he's straight on forward, like, yes, General. Really, he's on to it, man. Get the mission done, get out, that sort of thing. So they're all hardcore, man. Aaron Paul, of course. Aaron Paul's always the guy that does that. I don't know, man. Aaron Paul's that sort of person. Norman Reedus, man, is Aaron Paul's brother, so Walking Dead and Breaking Bad sort of crossed over there. Are you ready for this, man? I need to get a haircut, but are you ready for this? I love you, little brother. Finally, he's the big brother. Not Merle, not Michael Rooker, nuh-uh. Woody Harrelson, all of the acting, of course, Woody Harrelson's fantastic in here. Now, don't you tweet, Google Face, Instagram, whatever you call it, your tweet, Google Face, I don't know, but it was some good writing for Woody Harrelson, dude. Woody Harrelson is fantastic. So, acting in here, spot on, guys. First off, the directing as well, John Hillcoat, and definitely the cinematography in here. It's a very dark movie. There's a lot of dark lighting in here, so that's kind of a thing that's like, because when you're watching it at night and everything, it's very dark, and you can't really see the characters on the screen, but it's meant to be like ominous. It's meant to be a little bit dark in there, because it is a dark movie. The action in here. There is an awesome action scene with Casey Affleck, dude. Real on. It felt real. It felt realistic, man. Definitely the action in here is one of the most enjoyable things about the movie besides the actors. Everything's great in here with the action. And they're long action scenes, so it's not like a 2-minute thing. It goes on for a while, man, and definitely it's kind of like a long action setup, man. So I really do enjoy that as well. I think John Hillcoat directed that perfectly. Like I said, it's a very headshot movie. It's blood. It's it's gory at times. It's a very intense movie, man. It's not for kids. It's definitely not for kids, man. And I love the build up. It builds up. Like you get used to some of the characters, and your stomach starts to It's like, oh God, no. Like you're starting to feel for some of the characters. Now, as Chiwetel Ejiofor, you kind of like, that's Chiwetel Ejiofor, man. He's awesome. Like, he's going hardcore at it. But some of the characters that you've been with throughout the whole movie, you kind of don't care for them because you kind of want them to get caught. Like, oh man, kill him, die. I hope the police get him. Like, they're doing bad, and you some of the characters you've been following, you kind of want them to, like, this guy needs to die. Like, some of the main characters you follow, you're kind of like, this guy needs to die. Like, you kind of want to like them, but they're really evil and mean and bad. So the intensive build-up in the character development that they do, some of the characters are they're very well made up for characters, and then some are not really, like, some, like, with a big cast, some gotta go. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna spoil who, but with a cast like that, a variety of a cast, people gotta drop, man. So let me tell you, definitely, it's some characters don't get to really act as much. I mean, I was literally like, oh yeah, he's in here, and then like 15 minutes in, oh, guess that's your movie right there. That's your 1 cent right there, not your 2 cents. Basically 1 cent. So some things, the build up that happens, but you do start to feel for some characters. Your stomach starts hurting, man. You don't want them to die. Some of them you want to die, some of them you don't, but definitely for sure, I love that feeling about that movie where you don't know, anyone could die. Anyone. It's no one's safe. Anyone will die at any time. The best 2 actors out of this movie, man, Chiwetel Ejiofor and Clifton Collins Jr. They're fantastic in here, man. I love their characters. I love their acting. Casey Affleck was awesome. Like, everyone was awesome in here, what they did. Aaron Paul was awesome. But the 2 that shine, Chiwetel Ejiofor and Clifton Collins Jr.'s. As well as Kate Winslet, man. Kate Winslet in here, she's sexy, but she has the voice, a Russian voice, and she just did a voice as well in Steve Jobs. So she's really been on a roll with some different type of voices, man. I really do enjoy her doing that. And her character in here, you hate her character. She's upright a bitch, man. So she's meant to be hated on, man, and definitely I think she plays that part very well. She's just like, dude, can I strangle her now? She's one of those characters. Now, the bad stuff about this movie, and again with characters, there's character balance problems. Like I said, only some person gets 15 minutes in, bye-bye. So the balance is between the characters, and even showing them on screen, like they show Woody Harrelson for a long time, then they don't show him a lot, then they show Casey Affleck for a little bit, then they go back to Chiwetel Ejiofor, and then it kind of just like, you know what I mean? Like they show these both sides of the stories here, but the balance between the characters don't get to be shown sometimes a lot, some of them don't. Clifton Collins Jr. doesn't get to be shown that much. So there is some problems within that movie, man, where there are some character problems. Some characters aren't even shown again, like Chiwetel Ejiofor, like just stuff like his family. It's like you see his family, and then you see them later on, like they're around in the movie, and then they're never to be seen again for some known reason. Like you're never going to get to know the final resolution of what happened with the family or what happened with these people. So definitely there are, again, like you don't go back to some characters. That's something with the movies nowadays where they don't go back to characters that were introduced that are supporting characters. You never get to know what happens. You never get to what happened to them. What about that person? That's what happened in this movie, man. And I hate to say this, but Gal Gadot, she wasn't that good in the movie. All she was used for in this movie, the 4 or 5 scenes that she was in, she was basically just walking around, short shorts, like that. Basically like, look at me, I'm sexy. Like, that's basically her role. That was basically it. She's Kate Winslet's sister in here, and all she does is walk around, all sexy. She comes into the room, she sits down, literally, and is just like, I'm gonna go to bed. Walks back up, ass shot. That's all she's basically used for. It's not a really good way for, like, that's the Wonder Woman, man, which is okay if Wonder Woman has some ass shots, I'm fine with that. But, like, I mean, Gal Gadot is a very beautiful woman. She's very beautiful, so I'm fine with her actually being in the screen. I'm happy she was on screen. But just the acting, she was just kind of like, and I'm not saying she's a bad actress, and we haven't really seen much of her, but it was just not a very well used actress in this movie. They kind of used her for her body, And she did have a lot of lines, not like a lot, but she, when she was on screen, she did more than just one scene, But it's kind of like she wasn't even really in the movie, so you don't really have to credit her as being in the movie one bit, because she's kind of just there, like in and out. 30 minutes later, one time there. 50 minutes later, one time there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, why bother, sort of thing. And then the story behind Kate Winslet, Kate Winslet was good in here, but the whole story behind her, husband and Rush, that was part of the whole, big story of the movie, but you kind of didn't care. You kind of cared about Anthony Mackie and Casey Affleck and their storyline. But when it went to, my husband, Russia, or go to get out of the gulag or something, or Kate Winslet's we train dog to fuck prisoners, and it's sort of like you're sitting there pitched high. Kate Winslet, good actress in here, man. You hate her character so much, but her story behind it all, what she's doing, she's basically just, I'm your cliched villain, except it's not like a spy movie. It's just a serious R-rated. There's a strip scene with strippers and butt and tits. And it's a headshot movie. Gore and everything. Decapitated head. I'm a cliched villain. Basically what it is. So, I kind of went on. I didn't excel the past two inhales. I don't know why I didn't do that. But you know what I mean? Just sort of stuff like that. She always had her cigarette. She was like, I have good hair. I talk Russian. I'm the villain. Basically, sort of thing. Good actress. Great actress at times, man. Great actress in her career. Fantastic actress. Not well written in the movie for her, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end up giving 999 a 7.6 out of a 10, man. Thought it was a real good movie, man. Is it worth watching in theaters? It's either theater or rental, man, but I would say go support this movie, man, because the cast and crew, what they did in this movie, man, because it is a little of a dramatic story, man. It pulls at your heart a little bit every scene. You care for some characters, you hate some characters, you want to see characters die, you want to see characters live. You end up at the end, and I love the way this movie ends. I love the last shot of the film. I thought that was a ballsy ending. Not the most ballsiest ending, but I thought it was use your mind, use your imagination. What happens next? Well, you already know what happens to one character at that last shot, but what's going to happen after those events? What happens now? What happens with that character? What's his life going to be like? What's her life going to be like? You know what I mean? So, it's just like a, balls right there, man. So, anyway, 7.6 out of 10. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure to go check out 999 in theaters or rental. I prefer if it's in your theaters. Go check it out, man. Perfect date movie. 999 and chill. Headshots. Movie? Date? I don't know. That's up to you guys. Until next time, want to support the channel, hit the subscribe button like I said, guys. And I'll see you guys later for more movie reviews. London Has Fallen, Zootopia, Whiskey Foxtrot, or Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, whatever. Those movies. Until next time, bye-bye.